All right, now we're at a place where I didn't do what I'm about to tell you. I do it now, but I didn't do it before. So here's how I used to think in terms of organizational life. I used to think I'm gonna keep my head down. I'm gonna work as hard as I can. I'm gonna out hustle everyone, and I'm just gonna focus on my gig, on my role, and I'm not gonna worry about networking. I used to think people would tell me all the time when I ran my business and then in my the last role that I was in, people would say to me, "Frank, you need a network," and I would hear that and think, "Oh my gosh, that's such a waste of time. You know, you network, and I'll just focus on doing a great job." But I was very wrong in that approach, because when things like this happen, when we get fired, I didn't have a network of people that I could reach out to right away, right? Like I wasn't connected with leaders in other places where I could reach out to them and say, "Hey, you know, looking for an opportunity, whatever, help me connect." So that was a mistake. So if you're not networking today, whether it's, and now I'm involved in the real estate world, and I go to meetups like almost every night, almost every day. I'm involved in somewhere networking and connecting with people. I do it through Facebook groups. I do it through social media. I do it through meetups. I do it through trainings, and I'm constantly putting myself out there I'm involved in a BNI group, and constantly looking for ways to network with people in an intentional process that I can add value to them. And so when you network, it's how can I bring value to the people I'm networking, and when I do that, they'll in turn bring value to me. And so I didn't spend enough time in my industry connecting with other leaders. So I encourage you, number one, networking. Like, okay, who do I need to meet and where can I meet them? In the business, you know, I've seen different social media avenues. I don't want to mention any of them because you can figure that out for yourself. I would just say there's groups online, there's industry groups online where people that do what I want to do or do what I have been doing, I can connect with, I can reach out to. I can even target certain companies and certain executives that I want to connect with for my next opportunity. So if you're in an industry, and if you're in a role today and you haven't been fired, and you like watch this video for someone else or whatever, look, the networking is so important today. And so create my who I am on social media, and so people know me, so that and it's also important to put my thoughts out in the world so that I'm known. And then when things like this happen, I have a network of people that I can reach out to. Now, one of the things, and this was maybe one of the worst decisions I made in the post being fired. Many people had suggested, "Oh, hire a company to help you, you know, find a $200,000 role as an executive." And so I interviewed some of these companies, and some of the pricing was outrageous. Now, there are some good companies. There's some that can help you. I would be very careful about if you decide to work with a recruiting firm that like a placement firm that will help you. I would be very cautious about anyone that wants you to write a check, anyone that wants you to spend a lot of money. In other words, if you work with a recruiting firm or somebody that can help you find, you know, high-level roles, let the company that they get you into, let them pay. Don't go to my advice. You do what you think is right for you. Don't go to these companies that want you to write big checks and promise that they'll get you some senior level role, because I've seen more times than not, you know, I've had mixed results. And I tried some of that, and it wasn't real expensive, but I did try some of that, and really they gave me advice I could have gotten free on YouTube, right? So you do need a network, you do need to meet people, you need to decide where you want to go next, and then be intentional about that. And so I can't emphasize enough the networking piece of it, and getting to know people, and getting yourself out on social media. Let people, and I don't mean, hey, I need a job, like I don't have a job. And I don't mean that, because like nobody wants to deal with somebody who's needy. But we do want to know about you, we want to be aware of you, so that when I'm looking to recruit people, like let's say I'm in the next role and you want to move to another company, I'm looking for people. I want to see what you're all about on social media. So post, meet people, network, go to events, and whatever you do, don't tell the world about what happened to you, because people get, you know, like there's a wall. Like they think it's you, and now they think you're damaged. Don't do it. keep what happened to yourself. When you get in an interview process with a company, they're gonna say, hey, what happened? Well, cool, you have to talk about it then, right? But when you're out networking, man, the last thing you want to do is, start complaining about the company or how unfair they were or whatever, because people doubt that and they don't know the whole story and they don't even need to. Put it back behind you and then focus on, what do I do next? What's the image? What do I need to put out there? What company do I want to work for? Who do I need to meet? And then target that opportunity. And there's plenty of there's employment trainings you can get. There's recruiters. There's all kind of job apps that you can utilize and work through. And there's ways that you can get free resources to help you find that next career.